Hello, startups and entrepreneurs. Now we are going to meet the wonderful team Yellow.
Hello, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Niranjan. I'm the founder of Yellow, along with my two other partners, Nikhil, and there's another Niranjan who's our CTO. I've got here a great part of my team with me across functions, Preet, Prashant, Priya, and Isha. So what we do is we are trying to bring estate planning and will making and all other such practices which are important for the protection of a person's financial and personal assets in the case something happens to them for the benefit of their family. Right now in India, these services like will making, making a trust and all these kind of practices are only available to high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals. So we come from a background of estate planning. The core team has over 50 years of experience combined. They have protected over 40,000 crores of assets for the benefit of future generations of Indian families. So what we realized was that this product and service which is provided to HNIs should also be available for all other Indians. And so we have embarked on this mission to democratize the whole thing through the use of enabling technology to make it affordable, to make it secure, user-friendly. The main product here is a Yellow mobile app, which is out recently on Android, and it will be out on iPhone pretty soon. The function of the Yellow app is to enable people to easily make their will, which is a basic tool in any estate plan for any individual. The will helps one list out all their assets. Everything is done in a very secure fashion, encrypted, so in transit and on database encryption, using banking level sort of security protocols. So what we want people to get into the habit of doing is consolidate the information about their assets and then their wishes of how the assets should go to their family members. Other important functions of a will include naming the guardian for your children in case you are not around, your spouse is not around, who is going to be responsible for your children. We think all these important decisions about where our legacy goes, where our, what happens to our children in the event of the worst case scenario, these decisions should not be avoided, should not be, people are superstitious about talking about it with family, but at the very least you should put a plan together for this contingency, right? Similarly to how you would buy term life insurance, even though you think you're going to live another 30, 40 plus years, in case something should happen, your family needs to be protected, right? So we are putting in place all the, the tools and solutions to ensure that Indians can do this on a much bigger scale. We are also building we've also built a service which will basically be a single point solution for complete transfer of one's assets post demise. So even without a will, a family can approach us and say that, okay, this XYZ individual passed away. These are the assets. This is how, these are legal heirs. We'll go about doing all the on-ground paperwork processing and help in transferring end-to-end the entirety of the assets. Because reality is in India, again, when people pass away, families are left without a clue of, where to go next, how to start, what to do. They end up spending several years, probably some lakhs of rupees in combination of professional fees, court fees, and other fees that go into the system. So the important thing is to, give families a resource and a team of agents whom they can rely on to get all this work done for their benefit, right? The big number today is 150,000 crores of unclaimed assets are there in Indian financial accounts. And this is not rich people's money. Rich people have a very good plan in place. They start planning from day zero itself. So you can rest assured that, for example, 25,000 crores of the 150,000 is PF. Right? So this is assets that have been earned by salaried individuals, and through various lack of planning practices, lack of proper nominees put, updating the nominee, creating a will, communicating that you have this asset. Ultimately, what happens is the asset goes undiscovered, and in some cases, even when the assets are discovered, the families don't have the resources or the energy to go about, trying to recover that asset, right? So, it's a big problem that we're trying to solve. It's a lot of digital transformation of a physical process that has to happen, and hopefully, with this start, we can start making a dent and an impact into this area in India, and hopefully Our goal at the beginning is to just educate people about the importance of these practices, and hopefully they choose us because they listen to us, they hear about the product, they like the product, and they're convinced. But most importantly is that everybody should be thinking about these things and starting to put a plan in place. So that's our ultimate goal.
Do will only for the tangible asset or even for the intangible assets like patents, trademarks?
So we definitely cover across all types of assets: financial, real estate, personal effects, jewelry, family heirlooms, a lot of things which are important. People don't realize that they have to pass on, and of course intangible assets as well: IP, trademarks, patents. As long as there is a proof of, it's not our responsibility to verify that you own the asset. It's our responsibility to record that properly and to ensure that it is in the documentation, it is in the will, and your wishes are recorded as to how you want that asset to transfer. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the process of transferring something like an intangible property will have to be looked at. We have not done a lot. I'll have to talk to my partner to see how many cases of intangible property he's tackled in his career, as he is the domain side expert. But in terms of creating a will, that will all definitely be it.
So that's fantastic. So is it affordable for everyone?
Definitely. I think one of the primary goals, so the first goal was data security. So making sure that, everybody's data is completely encrypted, safe, nobody else can read it apart from them. We don't use it for any other reason except to make the will and for their benefit. And the second goal was affordable, because today in India, to sort of make a decent quality will, you would need to spend 20,000, 30,000 plus, right? You'll need to spend time with a lawyer. So then they end up spending that money. It takes 3-4 months to create the document, to draft it, multiple drafts. And updating it is difficult. So they do it once, they spend the money, and then it lies in a cupboard somewhere and it never gets updated. So our whole idea was make it affordable. Charge, 2,500 or less to make your will. Charge 400-500 for you to update it, and make it easy for you to update it over time. So whenever your life situation changes, if you get married, have a kid, or if you earn some asset, you change your job, you buy a house, something in your situation changes, you can easily make that single update in the Yellow app and generate a fresh will to supersede the old will.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so I have a question. If one applies for a will, creates a will in your app, but after some time, he creates a will in a physical form. So if there is any deviation, for example, he said something here and something in that will exist.
So it's a great question. The actual title is Last Will and Testament. So last is a very important word. It means the one that is created last in terms of chronological order. The latest one, right? The benefit of our platform is, as I said, it's easy to make any updates, right? And we will maintain the entire audit trail of the previous wills you've created, the changes, so that at the time of the execution needs to happen, if there is any contestment regarding whether this is valid, we have the entire audit trail, all the old documents. We have the video. We encourage people to, one thing technology helps us with is you can video record yourself signing and witnessing the will. And that is also included as part of this audit trail. So we have this entire thing available for any party to look at post-demise, right? If it comes to that.
So the audit trail is an extra service, or it comes under 2,500?
No, that comes under the existing service. So in terms of, so the way it works is that you would enter your information, you would click on generate will. You would make the payment only at that time, because we want people to go through the app, see all our resources. We've put a lot of educational resources about the importance of estate planning, why you should make a will, and what happens if you don't have one in place, right? So they go through the whole process. Only at the time at which they say generate will do they make the payment. That will is sent to them. It can be sent physically if they choose, or they can print it themselves to sign it. And then the updates, whenever you update it again, you go through the same process. You make that small change and you click. So what we maintain is that every time you click generate will, the document is given a unique document ID number, and it's in our database, right? Encrypted in our database, so that at later points should it be needed, that series of documents can be produced. So that is the form that it takes. As we go along, there may be, there may be some additional costs to video storage. So we're looking into what is going to be required to allow people to store large amounts of video information, say them reading out their entire will, because that's also a good practice. Read out the will before you sign it, record yourself reading it out and signing it and witnessing it.
So that's great. So each time when we update, so do you want to get your help or automatically we can do ourselves?
Yeah, another great question. So the platform is designed to be completely DIY. At any point in time during the process, you can click on help. You'll immediately get a chat interface where you can chat with our customer support team. If you need further assistance, we have a team of lawyers on staff, so Preet and his team, and you can schedule a call with one of our legal experts. That is an additional small cost, but that is like a 30-minute call that you can schedule to get any doubts cleared or any concerns that you may have that can be addressed.
That's great. So anything else?
No, I think our ultimate goal is to enable India to think about these important aspects of their overall financial plan, right? If you think about an individual's financial plan for their life, currently there are actually three parts to it. One is earning, so creating the wealth. One is investing, so managing that wealth and growing it. And the third part is transfer. So what are we doing it for? What are we doing all this for? It's for the benefit of our loved ones. How do those benefits go to our loved ones, right? In India, we think only about the first two right now. So we want to encourage people to start thinking about the third part. We want to, there are certain surprises which I won't talk about now, which will come into play in the next few months, which will enable people to think about their impact more universally rather than just the transfer of assets to their family. What kind of other impact are they leaving on the world? These are certain things that we are thinking about in terms of how to bring that into the whole experience. So those are under development. So they'll be revealed probably a little later. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Prashant. I head the enterprise sales for Yellow. As Niranjan mentioned, it is a great social cause that we are embarking on to have individuals have their wills in place and secure their future. We also have an offering for enterprises as well as residential societies, and the intent is that once individuals take their wills, we also want to ensure that employees, their families, everybody is protected, and to that extent we are available for free webinars or seminars for organizations who want to see us as an arm who can help them with that financial hygiene and wellness as a benefit to their employees. So any organization or even an RWA or a society who is interested in having these awareness sessions, please do reach out to us. Our team of domain experts, CAs, lawyers, we're all available to ensure that this awareness is propagated to the larger audience. Thank you very much.
So startups, entrepreneurs and other people, please make use of Yellow to transfer your assets. So Yellow is a wonderful team. They will take your assets and give it to your successors or legal heirs. So then please contact Yellow